Hello everyone, welcome to Adda 24/7 classes. Today, our topic is on types and branches of economics for High Court Assistant Examination. So, let's get started. So, I introduce before you Adda 24/7 app. Once you download this app, you will get these features. What are you need for your preparation? It's all based on your wants. For example, if you need quizzes or subject wise quizzes, it's available here. Then you need study material. Yes, we are not providing study materials, but we are providing high quality premium study materials. It's available. And you also, if you need current affairs or you need to get alerts or regarding job, so it's also available here. You can download this app, then notes, articles, videos, power capsules, magazines, everything available in this app. So please do download. Then if you download our YouTube channel, you will get live notification regarding all the classes related to the examinations. Not only that, but also regarding job alerts, the procedure for applications, that means how to apply, and other conditions or terms regarding examination. Everything available under one umbrella. So, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel if you didn't subscribe it. Then, first, under the types of economics, we are going to cover microeconomics and macroeconomics. Going to cover microeconomics and macroeconomics. So, first understand the difference of these two types of economics. So, economics, it is divided into two sections. Economics divided into two sections. That is microeconomics, and on other side it is macroeconomics. These are the two divisions of economics. The entire study of economics is focused on two divisions, microeconomics and macroeconomics. So, like the term economics, it originated from the Greek word oikonomia, oikos and nomos. The word, the term micro and macro also evolved from the Greek word. That means the word micro and macro have Greek origins. They have Greek origins. That is, they evolved from two words, that is micros and macros. Micros and macros, these two words. So, what does this macro implies? This macro means it's small, or this micros, that implies small. And what about macros? It also implies large, macros and micros. So, first we are focusing on microeconomics. What is microeconomics? What is the focus of study of microeconomics? In examination, they may ask questions like which of the following are the area of microeconomics, or which subject dealt under microeconomics. Then they may give you 4 options. So, in this way, they may ask questions in your examinations. So, microeconomics, it is considered elemental, basic and fundamental economic unit. What is the fundamental economic unit? It's like the consumer, the household, the consumer, the firm, the input or the raw materials, the inventory, market, industry. These are significant, also elemental, fundamental or basic economic units. So, microeconomics is concerned with the most elemental economic units. See, it focuses on individual, the firm. So, it analyzes the behavior of a consumer or group of consumer or firm, industry, a market, input, etc. It analyzes the behavior, how they behave, when price changes, how they behave, when price increases or decreases, whatever, how they behave. So these are the major focus area of microeconomics. So it studies a particular segment of the economy. It studies a particular segment, not all, everything, a particular segment of the economy. Only a particular segment. Microeconomics focuses on a particular segment. It studies a particular segment of the economy. Take this example. For example, here you can find one individual, and in this circle you can find firm. Individual and firm. Individual, a person, or they are also part of the household. Household means family, individual or group, whatever. Individual. Individual is actually contributing services in the form of labor or employee. For example, this individual as employee or as labor go to work for the firm. What the firm is doing? The firm is producing goods and services. The firm producing goods and services. So who is helping the firm to produce goods and services? It's individual. Who is helping the firm to produce goods and services? It is individual. So individual going to the firm to produce goods and services, and in reward for the services provided by the individual, what the individuals are getting in return, they are getting salaries or wages. What they are getting? They are getting salaries or wages, daily or monthly. Okay. So with the help of the individual, or with the help of the employment service or labor service provided by the individual to the firm produced goods and services. The firm produced goods and services. Who helped the firm to produce goods and services? It's the individual. What the individual get in return? They got salaries or wages in return for their service to firm or firms. So individuals or firm or firms. And firm got goods and services, they got salary. Then what is a purpose, or what they do, what individual or individuals do with the salary they got in return for their services they rented to the firm? They use the salary and wages to purchase goods and services produced by the firm. They use the salary or wages to produce goods and services produced by the firm. So here you can find a circular flow. Why or how? See, individual providing their service, they are providing in return whatever the individual need. With the help of individual, they produce goods and services, and the goods and services are produced for whom? This individual. And how they buy these goods and services? With the salary they got, they buy, and the money, the price they paid for the goods and services goes back to the firm. So now here a circular flow is created. And microeconomics focus on this area, this aspect of the economy, or a particular segment of the economy. That means they analyzes the behavior of a consumer, or a group of consumer, or a firm, or industry, market, whatever. They focus on these aspects. That's why macroeconomics studies the particular segment. What? A particular segment of the economy. Particular segment. Macroeconomics focus on the particular segment of the economy. Then so this man named Alfred Marshall. Alfred Marshall is popularly known as the father of microeconomics. Who is popularly known as the father of microeconomics? It is Alfred Marshall, not Adam Smith, it's Alfred Marshall. So Alfred Marshall is called or considered or popularly known as, Alfred Marshall is popularly known as, he is popularly known as father of microeconomics. So microeconomics as a father. So who? The father. This is the father, Alfred Marshall, of microeconomics. So who is popularly known as the father of microeconomics? It's Alfred Marshall. So Alfred Marshall is popularly known as the father of microeconomics. So these are certain examples, and they may ask this in your examination, why someone chooses to buy one product over the another. See, there are n number of products available in the market. A consumer never buys all the products in the market. Instead, they have preferences or they may have choices. So microeconomics focus on why someone choose to buy one product over another. Why they choose to buy one product over another. This is the focus area of microeconomics. Then what price a company charges for the product. What is the price of the product? Why this price or who charges price? It's a company. Why a price, what a price a company charges for its product. Then how the supply and demands work together. We will deliberate it later. Supply and demand. The market, in market there are two forces, supply and demand, known as market forces. They are working. For example, if a particular demand for a particular product increases, then supply increases. If the demand decreases, supply decreases. It all depends on the consumer. In the last session, we discussed about laissez-faire theory, invisible hand, and in that we clearly discussed on these concepts working or in practice. So how the supply demand of the practice, of a product work together, then why different jobs make different amounts of money. Different jobs, different money. Why? So these are the focus areas of microeconomics. So examples of microeconomics are these. Then from microeconomics, we are moving on to macroeconomics. So what is macroeconomics? Macro means what? See. Unlike microeconomics, where the unit of analysis is small, in macroeconomics, the unit of analysis is large. That means what? They deals with large or various issues like national income, distribution, employment, general level of money, general price level money, etc. And more. These are the focus areas of macroeconomics. Unlike microeconomics, macroeconomics deals with large segment of the economy. That means they are covering the whole economy. That means several segments. Under microeconomics, they are covering only a particular segment like price, the consumer, their behavior, demand, supply, how it changes, these aspects. However, macroeconomics, they are not focusing on a particular segment of the economy. They are not focusing on a particular area like the consumer, firm, but macroeconomics, they are concerned with whole economy. That means they are covering several segments. National income is there, inflation is there, unemployment is there, general price level is there, money is there. So, this is a focus area. For example, for macro, they are concerned the whole nation. They studies a nation's economy on a global level. For your examination, our focus is on macroeconomics, not microeconomics. So, they studies a nation's economy on a global level. Nation's economy on a global level, that is macroeconomics. But for micro, it is particular segment, and so macro it is nation. Then macro means nation. That means macro focuses on the nation. The studies in nations economic global level, and for economics it includes GDP, production, consumption, export, import of the nation. So, macroeconomics studies a nation's economy at a global level. So, here are some examples. It's like gross national product GNP, gross domestic product GDP, demand supply is there, consumption is there, investment is there, government spending, net exports, these are there, and we will deliberate it later in detail regarding what all these concepts are about. Then next is gross national product of a country. Sorry, that means one example. Next is examples of macroeconomics. It is the GNP, net import export, gross national product. Then inflation. Inflation means consistent or persistent rise in the general price level of goods and services or basket of goods and services over a period of time. And you can find in the slide a man standing, a tall man is standing, and he is John Maynard Keynes. His name John Maynard Keynes. And this guy John Maynard Keynes is popularly known as the father of macroeconomics. John Maynard Keynes is popularly known as the father of macroeconomics. So John Maynard Keynes is popularly called the father of macroeconomics. So microeconomics, Alfred Marshall is popularly called the father of microeconomics. However, when it comes to macroeconomics, John Maynard Keynes is popularly known as the father of macroeconomics. So now we are focusing on the sectors under macroeconomics. You just remember the name only. For example, the household sector. Household refers to individual persons are there. So individual consumers, they are the foundation of economy. Household. We all belong to household. We buy goods and services. We go to job. We provide our services, that is as labor. Then we get in return, in back what we are getting, income, salary or wages, and we will spend this income for our basic needs and wants, and goods and services are also included under that. So they focus on individual consumers. Household. They form the foundation of economic activity because the households are taking decisions. What they are taking? They are taking certain decisions. Households are taking certain decisions. The decisions on what? They are taking decisions on how to spend money. If a person is having, or a household is having 100 rupees, they will take a decision regarding how to spend this money, what to purchase with money, what goods and services they need with that money. Then also saving, how much to save. For example, if a household have 100 rupees with them, then they will decide out of this 100 how much to save. Saving a money means for future purpose. Saving a money means keeping aside some portion of the amount or income or the wages for future purpose. So they are also making decisions about spending, then saving, then investment, where to invest. So household sector is also a sector under macroeconomics because they influence it on a large scale. Then next is business sector. Business. So what is this business sector? So it comprises industries and companies, and they are producing goods and services, then also providing employment, generates employment. So they are contributing to the economic growth and development of the economy. Then next is the government sector. Government sector means what? The government also includes whatever be the form of government, whether it is local government, state government or national government. We have a three tier of government, that means central government, state government, then local government. and they focus on what? They are focusing on implementing the fiscal policies that we will deliberate it later, like public goods, regulating economic activities. These are the focus of government sector. Then financial sector. Financial sector means what? That means finance sector includes banks, stock market, capital. These are also part of macroeconomics. Then foreign sector, that is international trade, import and export involved, that foreign investment, exchange rate, everything involved under this. So from here we are moving on to another area, that is branches of economics. So far we discussed about or discussed on types of economics, like micro and macro, and its meaning, the definition, then the concepts related to that, what involved in that, then with examples. From there we are moving on to another area, that is branches of economics. So what are the branches of economics? See, this micro and macro is part of the branches, and this macro and microeconomics is divided into different branches. So economics basically has two divisions, that is micro and macro. However, when it comes to the branches in those types of, that is micro and macro, it is divided into other areas like positive economics, normative economics, mainstream economics, heterodox economics, behavioral economics, classical economics, neoclassical, Keynesian, monetarist economics, Austrian economics, Marxist economics, neoliberal and neoclassical economics. So we are going to cover these areas. First is classical economics. Classical economics or classical political economy. So classical economics is otherwise called classical political economy. It is a school of thought in economics. It's a school of thought in economics. So it flourished primarily in Britain. In Britain, it flourished. This classical economics or classical political economy. Classical economics or classical political economy flourished in Britain. So it flourished in the late 18th and 19th century. So this is a map of UK. So it includes England, Wales, Scotland, Northern Ireland. So it flourished in this region. There are many thinkers or proponents, supporters of classical economics. Its main thinker is the major thinker. It is Adam Smith, and he is considered as father of economics, or father of modern economics, father of modern economic thought, father of capitalism, and he is also credited with coining the term GDP. These all we discussed in our last lectures. So this Adam Smith, the father of modern economics, is one of the thinkers of Adam Smith. Then David Ricardo is there. Thomas Robert Malthus, and John Stuart Mill. Who all are here? Adam Smith, David Ricardo, Thomas Robert Malthus, then John Stuart Mill. So these are some of the major figures or personalities involved in classical economics. So now we are moving towards the concept of classical economics. What is the focus of their study? What is classical economics? So they produce the theory of market economy. Their focus is on market economy. Focus on market economies. So we already discussed on invisible hand and also laissez-faire theory. We already discussed these concepts. So the market economy, that means market is self-regulated. It is by natural laws of production, exchange, or It is the famous metaphor of invisible hand. The market is self-regulated through competition, demand, supply, and not by the government. It is natural laws are controlling the market. So, the book written by Adam Smith, the famous book written by Adam Smith, his first book is the theory of moral sentiments, but the other book of Adam Smith, that is The Wealth of Nations, or An Inquiry into the Nature and Cause of Wealth of Nations, published in 1776 by Adam Smith, and it is considered to mark the beginning of classical economics. The beginning of classical economics can be found in the book of Adam Smith. So they believed in, these classical economists believed in free trade policy. They believed in what? Free trade policy. They believed in free trade policy. So they are also considered pragmatic liberals. Why? Because they advocated for freedom of market. So they saw the role of government, but the state or the government has little or no role. The little role they assigned to the government. So they believed in, or they advocated for freedom of the market. So in the opinion of the classical economist, the economics work most efficiently when government intervention is minimal. The economics work most efficiently. At both point of time, the economies work efficiently when government intervention is minimal. That means government intervention is needed, but it shouldn't be large, but minimal government intervention is needed. With minimal government intervention, the market will work. So, and they also concerned with the protection of private property, then promotion of free trade, then also limited government spending. So these are the certain focus area of classical economics. So they recognize the role of government for providing the public goods like defense, law and order, and education. They recognize the role of the government. Next, neoclassical economics. From classical economics, we are moving on to neoclassical economics. Neoclassical economics. So it focuses on supply demand. They are the driving forces behind the production, the price or consumption. If the prices are high, consumption will decrease. If the prices are low, then consumption will increase. If prices are low, demand will increase. If the prices are high, the demand will decrease. So this is the focus of neoclassical economics. They focus on supply and demand. So price, production, pricing, consumption, goods and service is our focus area. So neoclassical economics is a mainstream economic theory that it emerged in the late 19th century, and even it is influential today. So the name neoclassical represents that it is a revival. It represents a revival and modification of classical economic principles. Revival and modification of classical economic principles. Revival and modification of classical economic principles. So neoclassical economics, they emphasizes the idea of rational decision making by individuals and firms. Rational decision making. Think, then apply. So for the neoclassical economics, products value is also influenced by support and demand. The value of a product is also influenced by supply and demand. But for the classical economist, products value, it is derived from manufacturing cost. The value of a product is based on manufacturing. How much we are spending on manufacture, whether manufacturing cost is high, then it determines the value of the product. Then the consumer will decide whether to buy or not. But in the words of, or in the opinion of neoclassical economists, they opine that product's value is also influenced by supply and demand. Not only manufacturing cost, but also demand and supply. Demand and supply, or the market forces are influencing. Then this is neoclassical economic theory. It is influenced by consumer's taste and preference. Every consumer has different taste and preference. Not every consumer prefer the same products. Suppose if I may prefer beef, some may deny pork or chicken, or some like mutton. So these are depend on the consumers, their taste and preference. That will determine which commodity to buy. So based on that, demand and supply will increase or decrease. For example, in North India, the demand for beef is low because most of the consumers' taste and preference is not beef. They prefer chicken or mutton over beef. So in North India, the demand or supply for beef, it is less when compared to South India, especially in Kerala. The demand for beef is high. So in Kerala market, the demand and supply is high for beef. Then it determines the price decision. It determines the price decision. So there are like classical economics like William Stanley Jones, Carl McNall, Alfred Marshall, Leon Walras. These are some of the personalities involved in this, and Alfred Marshall is considered the leader of neoclassical economics. So according to neoclassical economics, a consumer's primary concern is to enhance personal satisfaction. Their focus is to enhance personal satisfaction. Whatever he or she is getting from consuming a particular product, they will try to increase their satisfaction. So according to them, the most essential factor in establishing the value of a product is its utility. That is value of a product, not the cost of production. What they are getting from the product. Their focus is on what they are getting from the product, not the value. But in their words, the value is determined by the utility, the value, the personal satisfaction. If the consumers are getting a satisfaction from, or personal satisfaction from consuming a particular product, then they may increase their consumption. So what is determined? The utility. What utility they are getting by consuming a particular product, that decides the market. So their primary concern is to enhance personal satisfaction. So a product or service has a value above and beyond its production cost. Not only the production cost, not the production cost decide the price, but not the production cost, but what is deciding the market? It is other factors. Value above and beyond production cost decide a particular product. With this, I am stopping today's session. All this end for today. So we will tomorrow discuss other areas from economics, other basic concepts in economics. Thank you for watching.